South Africa's best-selling passenger car just got a little more stylish. This is the 2025 Volkswagen Polo Vivo 1.6 style, and it's covered in smoky gray metallic. Hi guys, welcome back to Driven by Mahlati, and if you're new here, please just make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you're notified next time I drop. Now, before we dive in, let me tell you why the Polo Vivo has become such a legend on our roads. It's reliable, it's affordable to run, and it has that VW build quality that people can trust. But the real question is it still a budget car? Let's find out. So the first thing that we see, the exterior obviously, and this specific one, it's covered in a color that's called smoky gray metallic finish. I think it gives the Polo Vivo a much more premium look compared to the regular entry-level models. And at the front, you've got your sharp halogen headlights with LED daytime running lights that give it that modern touch. The bumper design is clean, but sporty enough to stand out. And then looking at this 16-inch alloys, VW actually calls them reverser rims. That's very interesting, but I think they look perfect. They fit the car. Nothing too over the top. Moving to the side profile, you can see the subtle character lines that make the car feel dynamic, even when it's parked. And at the back, clean tail light design, subtle badging, nothing over the top. It's simple, but it still works. Now, practicality matters. The boot space here gives you 280 liters, which is actually solid for a hatchback in this segment. I think it's enough for groceries, a couple of bags for a weekend getaway, or even that gym bag and some extras. Now, obviously, this is not an SUV, so you can't be expecting a huge boot, but also the seats fold down if you need more room. So I think it's good. It's a hatchback, I'm not really disappointed in the boot space. It's giving exactly what you'd expect it to give. So moving on inside, the first thing that you notice is the seats. Cloth upholstery with a neat pattern, and they're surprisingly supportive. On a daily commute or even longer trips, I don't think you'd be complaining. And at the back, it's still a compact hatch, but the space is decent for 2 adults. Now, if you want to put 3, you'd be pushing it. But I mean, if the boys have to go out, the boys have to go out, Speaking of daily use, this particular car has just over 9,000 kilometers on the clock. So it's still basically fresh. And of course, it's a manual gearbox, 5-speed stick shift. It's smooth to use. And honestly, driving a manual in a Vivo just feels right. Behind the wheel, you've got a multi-function steering wheel, audio controls, call controls, all at your fingertips. In front of you sits VW's digital cockpit. It's not as flashy as the Golf GTIs, obviously, but it gives you what you need. The speedo, trip data, range, and fuel consumption. It's clean and functional. In the center, the infotainment system is straightforward, but a bit modern. Touchscreen, quick response, and yes, it does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I think they did good by adding those. Plug in your phone, boom, you've got your Spotify, your Google Maps, or whatever that you want to use. You also get Bluetooth connectivity, USB ports, and your rear parking sensors, which makes tight city parking a bit less stressful. Aircon is here as expected. And then the overall cabin build quality, it feels solid. VW has that reputation for making even an entry-level car feel durable. So would you say these features tick all the boxes for what you expect in a modern hatch? Or is there something that VW needs to improve on? Let me know in the comments. All right, let's talk numbers, because for most people, that's the real deciding factor. The base model Polo Vivo starts at around 324,400 Rand. Wow. While the full spec style modern goes up to 349,800 Rand. The specific one that I'm reviewing here comes in at 269,850 Rand. And if you finance it with 0% deposit, no balloon payment, over 72 months at around 12% interest rate, you're looking at a roughly 5,276,000 rand per month for a Polo Vivo. Let that sink in. Now, of course, monthly costs don't stop there. You've got insurance. And on a car like this, depending on your age, your profile, you're looking at anything between 1,200 to 1,800 if you're pushing it. So total cost of ownership could land at around 6,500 to 7,000 rand a month. Fuel-wise, the Vivo runs a 1.6 four-cylinder petrol engine. It's got a 45-liter tank with an average consumption of 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers. That gives you an average range of about 726 kilometers on a full tank. To fill it up right now at South African petrol prices, you're looking at about 1,000 to 1,125 rand for a full tank. Performance-wise, well, this 1.6 pushes out 77 kilowatts and 153 Newton meters of torque. It goes from 0 to 100 in about 10.8 seconds and a top speed of 188 kilometers an hour. So no, it's not built for drag races, but rather for daily use or maybe some long drives. I think it delivers enough power to get the job done smoothly and confidently. So what are my final thoughts on the 2025 Volkswagen Polo Vivo 1.6 style? So overall, it's a solid hatchback for anyone looking for reliability, practicality, and a bit of style without breaking the bank. I think it's no surprise that Polo Vivo has been South Africa's best-selling car for years. It just ticks so many boxes. But yeah, two things rather that I like. It's first the build quality. I wouldn't really say it is an affordable car anymore, but inside it doesn't feel cheap, the quality of the material is still good. Secondly, the fuel efficiency, a range of over 700 kilometers on a full tank at this price point, I think is a bit impressive. So two things that I do not like about this Polo Vivo is acceleration isn't exciting, 0 to 100 in 10.8 seconds means you're not overtaking anyone at that point. But yeah, and another thing is the price. I just don't understand it. Right now Polo Vivo is more than 300,000. I do not personally think that is a budget car anymore. But yeah, that is my rating, or rather that's what I think about the 2025 VW Polo Vivo 1.6 style. My overall rating of this car is a 7 out of 10. Yeah, that's a 7 out of 10. Also, another problem is safety. That's nothing VW can do about. It's not really in their control, but it's not safe driving a Polo Vivo. So that's also one of the disadvantages. And that's it for today's review of the Polo Vivo 1.6 style. If you enjoyed this review, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because I've got plenty more reviews that are coming your way. And tell me in the comments, would you buy this Polo Vivo or would you go for something else in the same price range? But as for me, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.